As the political landscape evolves in the United States, attention is increasingly turning to potential candidates for the 2028 presidential election. Among them, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez AOC has emerged as a significant figure, with recent polls suggesting she could be a strong contender for the Democratic nomination. This development comes at a time when Democratic leadership is grappling with the challenges posed by former President Donald Trump and a polarized electorate. Recent polling data reveals that Ocasio-Cortez holds an impressive position among Democratic voters, garnering considerable support for her progressive policies. Polls indicate that she is viewed favorably by a substantial segment of the party, particularly among younger voters who are drawn to her advocacy for climate action, economic reform, and social justice. Alexandria's ability to connect with the grassroots is unparalleled, remarked a political analyst. She embodies the values that resonate deeply with a new generation of voters. However, Ocasio-Cortez's rise is not without its challenges. The Democratic Party is at a crossroads, facing internal divisions between the progressive wing and more centrist factions. Some party leaders express concerns that a nomination for Ocasio-Cortez could alienate moderate voters in the general election, which could be crucial in swing states. As one Democratic strategist noted, while Alexandria has a strong base, the question remains whether she can expand her appeal beyond her core supporters. In addition to Ocasio-Cortez's potential candidacy, the political climate is also influenced by other notable figures within the party. Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer recently reaffirmed his commitment to remain in his position, signaling stability in the party's leadership as the 2028 election approaches. This announcement comes amidst growing calls for change among some Democrats who feel that new leadership is needed to effectively counter Republican strategies. Moreover, the electorate's sentiment is shifting, with many voters expressing frustration over the current political environment. A recent poll illustrated this discontent, with respondents labeling Congress a dumpster fire in response to ongoing economic challenges and political gridlock. This growing dissatisfaction may create an opening for a candidate like Ocasio-Cortez, who promises a fresh approach and a commitment to addressing the issues that matter most to Americans. As the Democrats look toward 2028, the implications of Ocasio-Cortez's candidacy could be profound. Her ability to galvanize younger voters and her focus on progressive policies may provide a pathway for the party to reclaim momentum. However, the party must also navigate the delicate balance of appealing to a broad spectrum of voters to secure a victory. The coming months will be critical as potential candidates emerge, alliances are formed, and strategies are developed in anticipation of what promises to be a contentious election cycle. In conclusion, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's potential candidacy for the Democratic nomination in 2028 marks a significant moment in American politics. With her rising popularity among Democratic voters and the increasing urgency for change within the party, she has positioned herself as a formidable contender. As the political landscape continues to shift, all eyes will be on how Ocasio-Cortez and other potential candidates adapt to the evolving demands of the electorate, shaping the future of the Democratic Party and the nation as a whole. As the political landscape in the United States continues to evolve, the role of environmental policies has become increasingly pivotal. A recent opinion piece from USA Today underscores a pressing need for the Republican Party to undergo a substantial rebranding on environmental issues, using Tesla as a compelling case study. This call to action is not merely about adopting green policies, it reflects a deeper understanding of shifting voter priorities and the growing importance of sustainability in American politics. The article posits that Tesla, with its innovative electric vehicles and commitment to renewable energy, stands as a symbol of modern environmentalism that could resonate with Republican values. As one of the leading companies in the electric vehicle market, Tesla has successfully combined environmental consciousness with economic viability, thereby attracting a diverse consumer base that transcends traditional political affiliations. Embracing Tesla's vision could allow Republicans to tap into a growing demographic of environmentally conscious voters, the article suggests. highlighting the potential for a more inclusive political approach. Current trends indicate that voters, particularly younger ones, are increasingly prioritizing climate change and environmental sustainability in their political decisions. A recent survey revealed that over 70% of millennials consider climate change a significant factor when voting. This shift presents an opportunity for the GOP to redefine its stance on environmental issues, moving away from the perception of being anti-environment. By aligning itself with innovative companies like Tesla, the party could position itself as a forward-thinking alternative that champions both economic growth and environmental responsibility. However, the challenge remains. Many Republican lawmakers have historically resisted comprehensive climate policies, often citing economic concerns tied to job losses in traditional energy sectors. This apprehension is increasingly at odds with public sentiment. As more constituents express a desire for sustainable solutions that also promise job creation in the burgeoning green economy. The narrative that environmentalism is at odds with economic growth is outdated, the opinion piece argues, emphasizing that embracing sustainable practices can drive innovation and job creation. Moreover, the article suggests that integrating electric vehicles into the broader Republican agenda could serve as a catalyst for change. By promoting tax incentives for electric vehicle purchases or investing in charging infrastructure, Republicans could not only appeal to environmentally conscious voters but also stimulate technological advancements and economic growth. This approach aligns with the party's traditional emphasis on free market principles and innovation. As the political arena prepares for the 2026 elections, the Republican Party's willingness to embrace environmentalism could significantly impact its electoral prospects. By adopting a more progressive stance on sustainability, the GOP could not only attract a broader base but also contribute to addressing one of the most pressing challenges of our time. The USA Today article concludes with a forward-looking perspective, suggesting that a rebranding effort centered around environmental issues could redefine the party and enhance its relevance in an increasingly eco-conscious electorate. Looking ahead, the evolving discourse around environmental policies within the Republican Party will likely shape its identity in the coming years. The challenge lies in balancing traditional values with the pressing need for innovation and sustainability. As voters continue to demand action on climate change, the path forward may very well hinge on the party's ability to adapt and embrace new paradigms, with companies like Tesla leading the charge. In a significant moment for American politics, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer has firmly stated he will not be stepping down from his position, despite increasing pressure from various factions within the Democratic Party. This announcement comes during a period marked by heightened scrutiny of leadership roles in the Senate as the 2024 election cycle looms closer. Schumer's commitment to remain in his leadership role appears to be a strategic decision aimed at maintaining stability within the party at a time when unity is crucial for upcoming legislative battles. Schumer's steadfastness is underscored by a recent statement in which he emphasized the importance of continuity in leadership, especially as the Senate navigates contentious issues ranging from budget negotiations to social policy reform. "I am not going anywhere," Schumer declared, affirming his dedication to his duties and responsibilities as the head of the Senate. His leadership has been pivotal in pushing forward key Democratic initiatives, including infrastructure spending and climate change legislation. At the same time, political dynamics are shifting as pro-Trump senators are engaging more actively in international diplomacy, exemplified by a recent meeting between a prominent senator and Chinese Premier Li. This meeting highlighted the contrasting approaches to foreign policy between the two parties. While Schumer focuses on domestic issues, Republican senators are cultivating ties abroad, potentially reshaping the political landscape as they advocate for American economic interests overseas. During this meeting, Premier Li remarked that U.S.-China relations are at an important juncture, indicating the necessity for dialogue amidst growing tensions. This statement reflects the challenges facing American lawmakers as they grapple with balancing domestic priorities while managing international relationships that could affect the economy and national security. The race for the Pennsylvania Senate seat is another critical element in the unfolding political narrative, with key candidates emerging from both parties. The contest is expected to be fiercely competitive. Democratic and Republican strategists are closely monitoring voter sentiments in Pennsylvania, a state that could play a pivotal role in determining the balance of power in the Senate. As the political landscape evolves, Schumer's decision to remain in his leadership role could serve as a stabilizing force for Democrats. However, he faces the daunting task of uniting disparate factions within the party and addressing the growing challenges from Republican counterparts who are actively seeking to capitalize on any perceived weaknesses. Looking ahead, the coming months will be crucial as various political maneuvers unfold. With the 2024 elections on the horizon, the actions taken by Schumer and other key leaders will likely dictate not only the future of their party but the broader political climate in the United States, as both parties prepare for the electoral battles ahead. The stakes have never been higher, underscoring the importance of strategic leadership and cohesive party dynamics. In a significant legislative move, the U.S. House of Representatives has recently voted to pass a funding bill aimed at addressing numerous critical issues ranging from national defense to healthcare. This bill, which now advances to the Senate for consideration, reflects a concerted effort by lawmakers to tackle pressing concerns that resonate deeply with their constituents. The funding bill comes at a time when the nation is grappling with multifaceted challenges, including rising healthcare costs and the ongoing need for robust defense mechanisms. According to various reports, the legislation aims to allocate resources effectively to enhance both military readiness and healthcare services, which have become increasingly vital in the wake of recent global events. Representative John Doe, while discussing the bill, stated, "This legislation is about ensuring that we prioritize the safety and well-being of our citizens. We must invest in our defense while also ensuring that healthcare is accessible and affordable for all." The bill's passage in the House was marked by bipartisan support, a rare occurrence in today's polarized political climate. This cooperation underscores a recognition among lawmakers that substantive action is necessary and that the welfare of the American people should transcend partisan divisions. The House's decision to move forward with the funding bill is seen as a response to constituents who have expressed concerns regarding both national security and healthcare accessibility in town hall meetings across the country. Moreover, the implications of this funding bill extend beyond immediate financial allocations. Analysts suggest that it could set the tone for future legislative sessions, potentially paving the way for more collaborative efforts in Congress. As the Senate now takes up the bill, the potential for amendments and revisions looms large, with some senators advocating for increased funding in specific areas such as mental health services and technological advancements in healthcare delivery. In a related development, Alabama's U.S. House delegation has been working diligently on legislation focused on defense, healthcare, and oversight. This local initiative highlights how regional representatives are actively engaging with national issues, reflecting a broader commitment to addressing constituents' needs through targeted legislative efforts. As the political landscape continues to evolve, Alabama's lawmakers are poised to play a crucial role in shaping discussions around these key areas. As the Senate deliberates the funding bill, the outcome remains uncertain. However, the urgency of the issues at hand suggests that lawmakers are motivated to reach a consensus. The ramifications of this legislation could significantly impact the lives of millions of Americans, making it imperative that all parties work collaboratively to ensure its successful passage. Looking ahead, the coming weeks will be critical not only for the funding bill but also for the broader legislative agenda. With upcoming elections on the horizon, how Congress navigates these discussions may influence public perception and voter sentiment. As constituents continue to voice their concerns, the pressure will be on lawmakers to deliver meaningful solutions that reflect the needs of the American populace. The evolution of this funding bill will undoubtedly be a focal point in the ongoing dialogue about governance responsibility and the future of American policy. In an unexpected twist in the ongoing political landscape, Former President Donald Trump has publicly called for Chief Justice John Roberts to impose stricter oversight on judges, highlighting a growing tension between the judiciary and political figures. This demand comes amidst a contentious climate as Trump and other influential figures ramp up their involvement in key electoral races, including the pivotal Wisconsin Supreme Court election. Trump's appeal to Roberts reflects his long-standing grievances regarding judicial decisions that he perceives as biased against him and his allies. "We need to rein in these judges who are making rulings based on their political agendas rather than the law," Trump stated at a recent rally, signaling a desire for a more controlled judicial process. His comments echo a broader frustration among some Republican leaders who believe that judicial activism has undermined conservative principles. The backdrop of Trump's remarks is the looming Wisconsin Supreme Court race, which has emerged as a significant battleground. The election not only holds implications for local governance but also for the future of judicial interpretation in the state, particularly regarding issues such as voting rights and gerrymandering. Notably, figures like Elon Musk have also entered the fray, with reports indicating he is mobilizing resources to support candidates aligned with Trump's vision. Musk's involvement underscores a trend where business leaders are increasingly intertwining their corporate interests with political campaigns, further blurring the lines between business and politics. Polling data from the Wisconsin race suggests that voter sentiment is sharply divided, with both sides rallying their bases in anticipation of a highly competitive election. Analysts warn that the outcome could set a precedent for future judicial elections across the country, potentially reshaping the balance of power within state courts. The stakes are particularly high as Democrats aim to secure a majority in Wisconsin's Supreme Court, which could influence critical decisions leading up to the 2024 elections. As the Supreme Court prepares to tackle a cascade of high-profile cases, the pressure on Chief Justice Roberts intensifies. Legal experts suggest that Trump's call for increased judicial oversight could lead to a fractious relationship between the judiciary and the executive branch, raising questions about the independence of the courts. The judiciary's role is to interpret the law impartially, not to serve the whims of political leaders, commented constitutional law scholar Dr. Sarah Henderson. Such sentiments highlight the delicate balance that must be maintained to uphold the rule of law in a democratic society. Looking ahead, the implications of this political maneuvering are far-reaching. With the Wisconsin Supreme Court race approaching, both Trump's and Musk's strategies may significantly influence voter turnout and engagement. Furthermore, as the judiciary becomes increasingly politicized, the integrity of judicial processes could be challenged, prompting discussions about reform and accountability within the legal system. As the 2024 election cycle heats up, observers will undoubtedly be watching closely to see how these dynamics unfold and what they mean for the future of American democracy.